today from the secret menu, I'll be reviewing Snif's Crumb Couture. Yummy! Croissant. Here is the bottle, beautiful blue. It's a messy business. One bite of a hot croissant is an almost impossible secret to keep. This scent celebrates the golden, buttery, flaky crumbs that are guaranteed to end up on your chest, lap, and floor. Oh, it's a magnetic top! Crumb Couture smells like croissant accord, wild berry jam, black currant, toasted vanilla, tonka bean, and sandalwood. Get the toastiness of the crisp outside of the croissant. It's coming down to the vanilla, kind of like a butter cookie, so I'm thinking more of a box of butter cookies. I could sense just a faint powderiness in this. Looking at the show notes, it says rose jam. And to me, rose could sometimes come off as powdery. It's kind of already starting to fade on me, almost like a skin scent. I've been really on the hunt for finding my perfect buttery or buttery popcorn scent, so I was hoping this would be it. It's not quite hitting. I wanted more of a buttery, crisp, toasty fragrance. If I walked past people, I want them to think, oh, she's buttery. It does smell pretty realistic of a croissant, but it's not quite the buttery scent that I'm looking for. I think that this is a pretty casual and wearable fragrance. It's not too fruity, not too bready, and it's not too foodie, in my opinion. So I'm personally not getting sandalwood or a warm spicy. I really do wish the sandalwood was more present, but maybe that's just my nose, I can't tell. The fruitier, jammier notes didn't stay long. It's more in the opening from that first spray. For my personal gourmand taste, I don't want to eat this up. It's so sad. It's like fading. I don't smell it anymore. I admire what it's trying to be, but I don't love it, unfortunately. If you're a super gourmand, buttery person, I would say you could skip this. This fell short of my expectations, which is so sad because a lot of people were raving about this. When I read the notes, you know, it's bread. It's yummy bread you could eat, and it's jammy. So it made me think of the Bath and Body Works raspberry donut. But I was really hoping that this would rise above it, that this would be that, but so much more advanced, so much better. I was just afraid, if I bought this, am I just buying something that I already have? This is the Bath and Body Works raspberry jam donut. So when people were saying, oh, there's like jammy notes in here, jam donut. This though smells like a cleaner version of the Bath and Body Works raspberry jam donut. So this reminds me of this, and this reminds me of this. This is the Bath and Body Works strawberry pound cake. So it's all pretty similar. They're all really close. But this strawberry pound cake right here, completely different from this one. These two, more similar. Like I said in the beginning, I was really looking for my perfect buttery scent. I'm out with a buttery scent. Main accords, croissant accord, but there's no butter accord. There's black currant in here, which I'm kind of thinking aids the wild berries coming off a bit powdery. I'm not getting wild berry. I'm not getting fruity berry jamminess. Not really. There's no butter accord in this. Come on, y'all. For my taste, it's not buttery enough. It's not toasty enough, bready or vanilla enough, not savory enough. It's just not enough. But the nuances are very different. Significantly different. This Bath and Body Works raspberry jam donut, you could tell that this is a donut. It's very bready, very carby, heavy, like it's deep fried, synthetic. This is the lighter version. You could tell that it's supposed to be light and airy. This, you could tell is a croissant. This is a donut, but they're both fruity bread. This is deep fried and heavy. This is baked and flaky. And you could really tell when you compare the two. This is light and airy, but it's not fluffy. So when I'm thinking of a fresh, warm, hot croissant, when you open it up, it's really soft and almost creamy and fluffy, and I'm not getting that from this. If you're gonna call it croissant, there needs to be a warm fluffiness to it. A fluffy quality is kind of what I was hoping to get from this, aside from the butter. I'm totally fine with it not being too sweet, but that powderiness, I don't care for. It doesn't need to be sweet, but I'm thinking maybe something more marshmallow-like to make it seem more like a fluffy, creamy vanilla. I know it's not a vanilla scent, but I'm trying to think. That's what I think a croissant is. That's what I'm expecting from a croissant fragrance. I could still sense a bit of fruitiness in the background, but it's there with just the teeniest powdery scent, and it's not that bad. I would like the fruitiness to be more shining on its own. It's just paired with that powderiness. I do like this fragrance, but this wouldn't be a repurchase for me only because I feel like I have 2 full bottles of something that's similar. So strawberry pound cake, fruit, and a bread. I would recommend this for someone who sort of wants to smell like food. You know, someone who just wants a dash of gourmand. If you want a fruity, jammy scent, I think this is not enough. That jamminess is just not concentrated enough. I don't think that this is too decadent. What I smell is I'm just walking past a bakery. I like it for the fact that it's casual and worry-free because it's not too decadent. Pretty okay for an everyday fragrance. Hi, it's future me from several months later. What I wanted to add was, personally, I felt that the small sample size smelled significantly different from the full bottle. So for me, in the sample size, it came off more sweet, more fruity, more gourmand than the bigger size. This size to me smelled more clean compared to the sample, and I thought, am I going crazy? Because they're supposed to be the same scent. I do read the Facebook comments under this perfume, and there were a few people who did say that they noticed that the sample size smelled different from this size bottle. It really is different for everybody. I've said before that this just did not smell gourmand to me at all. Whenever I sprayed this one on from the full size bottle, I felt that I say this a lot, it smelled like powder, like baby powder. When I had my sister smell it on me, she gagged. She is not a perfume person, but this really turned her off. So when I asked my mom what she thought about it, when she smelt it right here on my neck, I said, what do you think about it? Like, what exactly? And then she said powder. Also, on the Facebook comments, there are a number of people that do agree that this specifically smells like powder on them, like baby powder. Nothing buttery or gourmand, nothing sweet. But here's the thing, this is several months later, and now I noticed that it does smell more bready. And back then I said I could hardly smell the jammy notes. It was like very faint to me, but now it really is more pronounced. To the comments, everyone was saying, oh, the jammy notes really stick out, that it's really out there. I'm like, no, it's not. But I feel like after a few months, it is now. Yeah, so now future me is saying this does smell more fruity and sweet, bready, but I still get the powderiness, and buttery, flaky croissant does not come to mind. If I were to compare it to anything edible, maybe I would say like a Danish with the fruit center, not a croissant. But I like it now. I could like, back then I was just trying to tolerate it, but, and the mist on this is really nice. Could you see it? That is really nice. Ooh, I like it now a lot. I think it just needed some time to settle because it's been a few months and I didn't even use that much of it, so it just changed on me. When people were saying that this is the most authentic gourmand they've had, I just have to put my hands on my hips and sigh and say, really? Really? Just go to Bath and Body Works.